So in today's video, I want to share with you how I found my new apartment in Germany in 2024. If you want to move to Germany, you need to be aware that the rental situation is very challenging, especially in the bigger towns. So what I did now this time when I started to search last year, I started to search really in April of last year. And because I heard colleagues saying that it's really worth it, I decided to pay ImmoScout. So I decided to create an account on ImmoScout. And I decided to pay for it for 1 year. So you have different options you can select. So for example, you can pay for 6 months and you pay a bit more, or you pay, for example, a bit less, but then you need to pay it for 12 months and you pay even more than for 6 months. But of course, you don't know at the beginning how long it may take you. And since I thought that I will take some time overall and I will not put myself too much pressure, I opted for the version of 12 months. So what does that bring you if you have ImmoScout Plus? So Immobilien Scout is the full word of the website, the full name of the website. And ImmoScout is the abbreviation, so ImmoScout Plus. The advantage is that you see a lot of flat offers before, that you can contact the owners before, and that it's not yet available for other website visitors who do not have an ImmoScout account. But then since nearly everyone is doing that, especially in bigger towns, so you're probably not going to be the only one having it, so everyone else is having it. And then what I realized is there were lots of flats on ImmoScout where it was written that there are luxurious penthouse flats, where the flat was really designed in a very strange and not very much practical way overall. So I was disappointed, and when I started to visit flats, apartments, I realized sometimes they made these kind of open visits. So they just said they let everyone come in the end. You all come at the same time, and then they show you the flat, but you're there with like, I don't know, 10, 20 people at the same time, which is very frustrating and challenging. There's a lot of concurrence. You have a lot of people who have very good jobs or very stable jobs in the end that landlords like to take. So, for example, police officers. So what you usually need to bring to an apartment visit is your last 3 months of salary. This is very normal, usual to bring that. And the other thing you need to bring is your Schufa. And this is a very special topic in Germany, because the Schufa is a company which is creating a sort of rank for you. You get a certain score in the end based on your profile, so based on what you have been buying in the past, based if you have any sort of credits, so to show your purchase availability. What you also need to bring is the Selbstauskunft, it's called, so like a self-declaration about you, where you again fill out your name, you fill out what you've been earning, if you have any sort of debts, if you have pets, all these kind of things. So it's it's a very bureaucratic process, and it can be challenging. What I also realized overall is it can be challenging if you are not from the region or if you're a foreigner. So the thing is already with me that I've been searching in Bavaria, and I realized that if you don't have this Bavarian dialect and not the Bavarian mentality, there is a culture. I mean, it's weird to say, but there is a cultural difference in the end between Germans. So already that I feel like I'm more cold. I'm more from the north than the Bavarians originally. And they are more warm, they have their dialect. So I was thinking sometimes when I visited apartments, I had the impression I was not that much connecting with the owner. So this was challenging. And overall at the time, I had a good profile, I had a stable job, I had no pets overall. what was also intimidating in the end was that you could see with the ImmoScout account, you could see how many people have been looking at the flat, how many people have been applying to this flat, so how many people have been sending a message to the owner. And then you could always see that where I looked for a new flat, the ratio was so incredible, like so many people were writing this flat, and often it was not even like very good flats, but still you have like several hundreds of applicants who look for a random flat on the countryside where you have no bus connection or nothing. So at some point you're already questioning yourself, like, what is even going on? Like, why are so many people looking for a flat or looking to move? So this was challenging. So what happened after 4 months, so in August last year, I got invited to a flat visit. And the particular thing what helped me in the end was since I had this ImmoScout Plus account, I also had opted to receive push notification if there had been a new apartment being added to ImmoScout Plus that was matching my search criteria. So I have been receiving an email, and I've been receiving this push notification on my phone. So usually when I had time, could look on my phone. I could look on my phone and I could check, like, what is this offer? Should I apply? And I had already pre-filled my first message. So I had a draft for my first message that I could send very fast to the owner and just adapt like minor words depending on what the new flat would be offering or where it was located. So I had already finished all of this work in the past. And so what happened was there was a new flat that appeared, and overall it looked nice. I was thinking, like, this is a good flat, so why not applying? So what happened was I applied super fast to this flat. So I sent out this pre-written message, tweaked it just a bit, sent it out to the landlord. And then the thing is, I got a phone call within 2 minutes. So it was really, I think I was the first or one of the first people who really applied to this flat, and he immediately called me back. So what happened was that in the end, when I visited the apartment, the landlord told me that he had only invited me and another potential tenant to visit the apartment. So there were no other potential interested people that had been invited to even visit the apartment. So then I realized that my chances of getting this apartment were significantly higher because of his choice to already filter out all the other applicants at the beginning. So after one day, I got the yes from the landlord, and I was the new tenant. So in the end, in short, for me, it really helped me to be very fastly replying to this ad, and to have all my documents already finished, to have printed out my Schufa declaration. I used the one actually from ImmoScout. And I know that some potential landlords, are not accepting this. They want the official one from the Schufa website, so be aware of this. So Schufa declaration, then my last 3 salaries, and then what also helped me to print was in the end this sort of cover that you can also create with ImmoScout, where you have like your profile picture plus your most important data about yourself. So it's like a short sort of CV. And with this, I think I could score some points.